Bucky Beeman here, commercial real estate with Realty Growth Incorporated. I missed my Wednesday and Saturday video, so I'm doing it here. It's Friday night, never too late. I want to share a little bit about this new tool. I'm still trying to organize myself, and it has just been a bear. When you start getting busy, which is awesome, no matter what business you're in, me specializing in commercial real estate, how the heck do you manage it all? You got emails coming in, Facebook messages, Twitter messages, text messages, you name it. So one tool that I started using in the last week, and I'm excited to see how I can build on it, it's called Dapulse. And Dapulse, D-A-P-U-L-S-E, how I'm utilizing it right now, this moment, is managing my tasks. And I can tell you, I feel like I've tried just about everything related to my tasks. If you look at any of my past videos, I talked about using Google Tasks. I talked about using Slack at one time as my tasks. I've used Swipe as my task manager. I think one app was like Get the Milk. I've tried so many things, and I have not done a good job of managing my tasks. And how I make up for that is I work all the time. So, that being said, I can't afford to work all the time. It ruins a lot of things if you work all the time, if you haven't figured that out yet. I figured that out. And one thing I learned in a YouTube video focused on time management is the guy that I was watching. If you go onto YouTube, type in time management, it was the first video that popped up. I watched it one day and I watched it 3 times. I need to watch it again. But one thing he mentioned is separating your tasks into 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the first quadrant is it's something you need to do, and you need to do it ASAP. The second quadrant is it's something that, I got to think about this a little bit more. So the first quadrant is it's something that you need to do, and you need to do it ASAP. The second is it's something you don't want to do, but you need to do it ASAP. I can think of a lot of things I don't want to do, but I need to do it ASAP. The next one is something you need to do, but you don't need to do it ASAP. And the last one is it's something you don't need to do, and you don't need to do it ASAP, which is probably all those great ideas that you have that you really don't need to do ASAP, but it's fun to keep a list of it, so someday when somehow all these other quadrants get emptied, you can go on to these things. So taking it a step further and talking with a friend and consultant for me and my business partner at Realty Growth, Brian Green. Brian Green mentioned, sorry, I'm getting texts here. I got to clean them out. Brian Green mentioned that in this box right here, something you need to do and you need to do ASAP, going even a step further and saying only 4 things can be in that quadrant at one time. Because naturally, if you're like me and you have a lot of stuff to do because you've built a decent incoming stream of leads and tasks and to-dos and all that stuff, you're past the stage of just trying to find business. The business is finding you. The things up here can grow a mile long and you actually never get it done. So having only 4 things in that quadrant is extremely important. I found myself fudging on that rule a little bit where I have like 6 things throughout the day, but guess what? I need to get those things done throughout the day and then get it back down to my 4 going into the next day. Dapulse allows you to do that. Dapulse allows you to create what's called boards. So I have a board for this one, a board for this one, a board for this one, a board for this one. And then you add pulses within those boards that can easily be dragged. So if I have one up here that is something that needs to be due and you need to do and you need to do it ASAP, you can drag it over to this board if it turns into something you need to do but you don't need to do it ASAP. Or vice versa. You can drag it from any quadrant that you want to. You can drag it from a board to another board. I'm also using Dapulse related to my tasks for identifying my priorities in life. So I have a board, and I have at the very top, number 1, religion. Number 2, and when I say religion, it's relationships with God. Number 2, relationships with people. Number 3, but I have to look. I need to know my priorities a little bit better. Let's see here. And I just created this in the last 7 days, so bear with me as I go through it. Religion, family, friends, personal health, personal finance, my business. And these priorities, as you go down, for me, the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are going to stay the same at this point. But for a long, long period of time, especially religion and family and friends. I mean, that's number 1, 2, 3 in my world. And when I get further down, I have my businesses, and I have different businesses, and I have even philanthropic endeavors, like I'm on the board of the YMCA. And I have to identify what those priorities are in my life. And they do change as your life goes on. With the board structure, I can easily change my priorities within Dapulse, which is very nice. Going a step further, how I've started using Dapulse in the last 7 days is other boards I've created is I have team members within my company. And the team members within my company, for example, have Nick, who is my business partner, and I have Nick tasks. And so this way, whenever I go and have these conversations with Nick, which I'm having on a regular basis, I don't miss the tasks that I need to talk to him about. And again, you can create a board. You can create pulses within the board. And you can keep track of your tasks, at least for me, much easier than I ever have. Thank you for listening in. I'm figuring out how to organize myself. I am excited to learn how you do it because it ultimately just helps me. And I hope you can learn some things from me. And together, we can get better at this thing called life. Bucky Beeman, Realty Growth Incorporated, commercial real estate agent, signing out. Thanks for tuning in.